They said the human cadet was harmless, too small, too slow, too fragile to survive a combat academy built for species who could crush steel with their bare hands. But by sundown on her very first day, every corridor, every whisper carried a single name, Death Whisper, because her first kill wasn't a fluke. It wasn't luck, it was deliberate, calculated, and executed so fast the drones didn't even register her as a threat until they were already falling apart. And if that was what she could do on day one, what would she become by nightfall? Hey, before we dive deeper into this wild HFY story, don't forget to tap like if you're already hooked, and subscribe so you never miss the next chapter in our Humans Are Terrifying saga. And if you think humanity doesn't get enough credit in sci-fi, share this with someone who agrees. Nobody expected the human to last a week. Honestly, most cadets didn't think she'd survive the walk from registration to the first briefing. The Galactic Defense Academy wasn't designed for species with soft skin, hollow bones, or hearts that hammered loud enough to trigger motion sensors. Yet there she was, Maya Reeves, walking into the observation deck like she belonged there. Every conversation died mid-sentence, not out of respect, but confusion. Humans weren't supposed to be here. They weren't fast enough, strong enough, armored enough. They weren't anything enough. But the moment Maya stepped in, the air changed. Her eyes forward-facing, predatory, unsettling, and their focus swept the room with a quiet alertness that made even heavy-armored species shift uncomfortably. The roster showed nothing special: human, female, planet, Earth, combat specialty, undeclared, a red flag nobody noticed until too late. Commander Val started the tactical assessment briefing, his voice steady, but his scales flickering the faint green tint of stress. Around Maya, cadets whispered guesses. How long will she last? Who paired with the fragile one? Will she cry? Will she quit? Maya stretched once, rolled her shoulders, and simply said, "Ready." And somehow that one word felt like a warning. All right, let's break this down. Sector 7 was built to break cadets. Twisting metal corridors, drifting fog, shifting gravity wells, an entire arena engineered to expose fear, hesitation, and weakness. The moment the blast doors opened, teams scattered like startled insects, weapons up, hearts racing. But Maya didn't run, she listened. Somewhere deep in the fog, a drone's power core hummed cold, metallic, hungry. Most cadets planned, hesitated, recalculated. Maya moved, not fast, but quiet. Unnaturally quiet. Even her heartbeat seemed to dim. Kelter's whisper crackled over comms. Drone ahead 30 meters. Elevation 4.2. Standard tactics required cover, coordination, 2 firing angles. Maya ignored all of it. A single sharp whistle cut through the fog, clean and deliberate. The drone snapped toward the sound, sensors flaring, and Maya dropped from above. Nobody knew how she got up there. Nobody saw her climb. She landed on the drone with predatory precision, knees bent, balance perfect. Before the machine could rotate, adjust, or react, she drove something fingers, blade, no one could tell straight into its main processing port. Sparks burst. Systems did. The drone collapsed in a hiss of failure. 3 seconds. That was all it took, and Maya was already gone, swallowed back into the fog like a ghost on the hunt. By the time Maya returned to the extraction point, the academy felt different, like the walls themselves were holding their breath. Every cadet who saw her walk out of the fog did the same thing. They stepped aside. Not out of courtesy, but instinct. Rumors spread faster than training fire. She killed a drone in 3 seconds. She didn't breathe for nearly a minute. She vanished into the fog like it welcomed her. Most rumors were exaggerated. A few weren't exaggerated enough. Kelter replayed his shoulder cam footage again and again, each time with deeper confusion. She wasn't breathing, he kept repeating, antennae trembling. She shut down a vital function voluntarily, for silence. Others tried to rationalize it. Maybe humans evolved strange reflexes. Maybe Earth had predators that forced them to adapt. Maybe it was luck, pure luck, but luck didn't explain the second kill, or the third, or the fifth. Every drone she encountered shut down violently, precisely, almost clinically, like she understood their architecture better than the engineers who built them. By nightfall, whispers spread across the Academy's internal network. Short, anxious messages traded between species who weren't easily shaken. The human hunts. Stay away from the fog. They're calling her Death Whisper, and nobody laughed. The Academy's firing range stretched nearly a kilometer, a place where even seasoned warriors felt pressure coil around their nerves. Holographic targets flickered in and out, civilians, hostiles, moving shapes. Randomized patterns. A test designed to expose hesitation, panic, or sloppy instincts. Maya stepped onto the line like she was approaching a morning jog. Her rifle looked oversized in her hands, but the moment she settled into position, something subtle shifted. Her breathing slowed, her pulse eased. Her shoulders dropped into a rhythm that didn't match any species in the room. Controlled, focused, predatory. The first phase was standard marksmanship. Maya performed well. Third place, respectable, harmless, but then came the dynamic simulation. The range transformed into a glowing maze of debris and flickering silhouettes. Targets appeared without warning. Civilians crossed dangerously close. Hostiles ducked behind cover. Time ticked. Maya moved. Not like a trainee, not like a soldier, like a memory of violence given form. Smooth pivots, sliding transitions, rolls that kept her profile low, shots landing exactly where they needed to go. Every bullet seemed to understand her intent. 1 minute in, cadets froze mid-run, not staring at the targets but at her. 0 misses, 0 hesitation. 0 civilian accidents. 37 hostiles down, time 2 minutes, 8 seconds, and suddenly, everyone understood why the fog never saw her coming. By the end of the cycle, the Academy felt like it was shrinking around one name, a name whispered with awe, fear, and something close to respect. Maya Reeves moved through the halls like nothing had changed. But everyone else stepped a little wider, spoke a little softer, and watched her with the quiet caution reserved for unpredictable forces. During debrief, Commander Val tried to hide his unease behind protocol. Cadet Reeves, explain your methodology, Maya simply said. Standard human pursuit predation, sir. Silence followed. Not confusion, realization. Because the day's footage showed everything. The held breath, the perfectly placed strikes, the impossible quiet steps, the refusal to tire, the fluid violence. She didn't overpower the drones. She outthought them, outpaced them, outhunted them. And the galaxy had never seen a human hunt before. By nightfall, the Academy network pulsed with one message repeated across dozens of languages. Death Whisper is real. She isn't to be provoked. If this is an average human, what are their elites like? Maya didn't read any of it. She sat alone on the observation deck, watching the stars, unaware, or maybe fully aware that she had just changed the Academy forever. One day, one cadet. One legend born in silence.